Welcome to another edition of Australians Getting Better with Age, and we're back after a lengthy break due to COVID-19, and we hope you guys are all okay and well wherever you may be. This episode, a guy we absolutely love, Central Coast Triathlon Club legend Bruce Higginbotham. After suffering a knee injury at the age of 50, Bruce was told he was too old and over the hill. But that's like waving a red flag at a bull. He competes in triathlon and came second in the 2015 Ironman World Championship in Hawaii. And now, at the age of 80, can you believe it, he's inspirational and still competes. And since the passing of his beautiful wife Carol in 2017, he's now enjoying a wonderful relationship with the lovely Vesna. Hope you enjoy this incredible story. 80-year-old Bruce Higginbotham.
I was born in 1940 in Top Ryde, and when I left high school I was involved in the rugby league for a long time. I represented the state in New South Wales Rugby League in the schoolboys. I played 5'8", yes, and I played in the Balmain Junior League, and I played President's Cup. I played till I was 21, and then I was sort of having a bit of a high lifestyle then. That interfered with my rugby league. No, I loved the rugby league, and as time went on, I got married, and my wife's father was involved in greyhound racing, and I became involved in that for about 10 or 15 years, doing the greyhound racing. They used to say it's like having a milk run. It's 7 days a week and there's no respite. You've got to get up early in the morning and walk the dogs in the morning, and then in the evening walk again. And I lived on a farm for 5 years, and it used to be pretty cold where I lived and that, but my father-in-law was very successful training the dogs, and I had some success. And it was hard work, but it was rewarding, and it's established me later in life. I reached my 40s or 50s, and then I give that away, and I decided to do some running. I started doing running, and I entered the Surf to Cities, and I used to train nearly every day, running from North Ryde over the Gladesville and Drummoyne Bridge. And I'd done that for quite a while, and I always tried to get under an hour in the Surf to City. Then I decided I'd do an aquathon, and the first, I think it was an aquathon at that time, and it involved swimming from Pier 1 at Circular Quay across the harbour, under the harbour bridge to Luna Park, then running back to the rocks and running through the rocks. And then I got a little bit more involved, and I started my first triathlon down Nowra, which was a sprint course, and I'd done a few of those, and I was with moderate success. But then one day I just decided to join a bike club, which made me improve that much. I joined a bike club at the Lincoln Cycle Club in Sydney, and I'd race every Saturday there, and that really improved my cycling skills. And eventually I moved up here to the Central Coast, and I got further involved, and I was doing Olympic distances, and I entered a couple of World Championships, one at in Queenstown in New Zealand, and also one in Hawaii, which I got fourth in the world there. But then when I was in my 50s, I started to have trouble with my knee, and I went to a specialist, and I had an orthoscope done twice, and I still had trouble with the knee, and I went to got a second opinion, and the doctor said to me, he said, you're too old now, your knee's worn out, give it away, which I took his advice, and I stopped racing for about 3 or 4 years. But then I decided I'd do a cycle from Sydney to Wollongong in a charity event, and so I started off again, and I just graduated doing the Olympic distances, and I went up to half Ironman. I'd done my first Ironman up at Port Macquarie, and then I'd done a few more Ironmans, and then I took the big step to go into the full Ironman, and I just sort of recollect that when I was doing Olympic distances, I used to say to myself, gee, I'm glad I'm not doing an Ironman now, because it was hard enough then. But I think what you do, you get your body adjusted to it, and just the training. And I've been very lucky that I've had a lot of trips overseas with the Ironman. And I've been to Hawaii twice, and I was fortunate enough to come second in Hawaii, which is probably the ultimate achievement that I've got. In Kona, it's twice as hard as the other Ironman because of the heat and the wind. and the intensity. And at one stage in the first race, I've never ever pulled out of a race, but after the bike I was thinking about pulling out, but well, I got off the bike. Well, actually, I come out of the swim, and I think there was 15 in my race, and all the bikes had gone. There was no bikes left in the racks, and I thought, this is not good. I'm last in the swim, and I went through past a few guys on the bikes because they got the numbers on. I thought, oh well, I'll finish anyway. And my niece and her fiance had come over, and they were cheering me on. And when I got off the bike, I thought, oh, I'm not sure now, but she said, you're running third. And I thought, oh, well, that'll do me. I'll keep on going. And I got to a guy that I'd raced and beaten, an American in Western Australia, and I seen him walk, and I thought, well, maybe I might be second now. But I kept on going, but there's a lot of Japanese in my race, and I got to the halfway part of the run, and it's in the darkness, and I seen this little Japanese man coming the other way, and I thought, oh no, he's going to get me, but he mustn't have been my age group or something, but that just drove me on, and yeah, and it was a great feeling to finish. I think it was 11 o'clock in the evening, but the people are still there, and they're cheering you, and my niece and my fiance were there, and the only thing I wanted was a bottle of beer. Get me a bottle of beer. I've got to have a beer. I hadn't had a beer for that long. The next year I went over, and just going up one year in your age group, the guys, they really improved that much, and I got fourth the next year. Now it takes a lot out of your body, the heat and the wind, but the atmosphere is unbelievable. It's a lifetime experience, and I was very fortunate to do it. Just to finish the race is an achievement, you know, and to get over there and do it. And actually, the last race I done, there was a guy, a Japanese man, and he was 80, and he finished. And he had his daughters and his granddaughters there. I'd often thought, oh, I'd like to do it at 80, but I think, you know, I think I'll quit while I'm in front. That was my greatest achievement, I think. I was very fond of that. But I've done 8 Ironman, and I think I've finished first in 6 of them and second in another 2. So I'm happy there now. The last 3 years I've gradually toned down a bit because I've reached 80, and I've entered for a half an Ironman, which I'm not sure will, because of the current situation with the virus, whether it'll be on or not. But I think that'll probably be my last. But I hope I can do some club races and the shorter ones. But as you get older, your times for running and that slow down. But I enjoy doing the training and being with the people. They're beautiful people from the triathlon. I really enjoy the triathlon. It's given me a great life, I think. You know, I really enjoy it.
Bit fresh. What's that hole?
You slow down. I know it's down to a degree, and every year, especially in the running, you probably lose a minute every year. But I still enjoy doing the training, you know, and just going out on the bike and the running, and even the swimming in the winter. I still swim in the winter. And you maintain, it's something that's in you, I think. You just get it into your body, and it gives you a great deal of satisfaction. And also, I think it has helped my lifestyle. I'm pretty fortunate. My health's pretty good for my age. I don't have any problems. And I think what's happened with the training, I think that really has made an improvement in my health. But as I said, I've backed off a bit, but I'd like to do it just from my health side, you know, to be active and that. And I'm not sure, you know, I suppose the injuries, my knee's not 100%. I've always had a little bit of trouble with it, and I use like a bandage around my knee, and that restricts me to a degree. But I still love riding the bike. I enjoy the bike. Probably the best thing is if you have success in your races, you know, that drives you on, and you achieve goals. And what I've always tried to look for is have a goal and then strive to achieve it. You know, as far as qualifying for races and then doing the races, but just the time doing the races, being with the people and involve them in it, it's very enjoyable and satisfying. my daughter, now she's got into the fitness now, and so she's going to the gym and she's running. And my son, he still plays soccer in an age, but I never ever thought he'd do the triathlons, but he's started doing a couple, and he's raced at Huskisson with me and also done the club championship, club races up at Summerland. Yeah, so he's got involved, but he's very busy with his business and also his children, but I got a surprise. So I enjoy racing with him. I beat him the first time, I think, but after that he learned how to ride the bike and run. But, no, that was, I felt very proud of him to be able to race with him. That was good. I probably will do some races this year if all going well. Go for a run or a walk. Even if you go for a walk, my partner and myself, we go for a walk to Terrigal. We do about 12k every couple of days, and just that walking and exercise, getting out and around, I think that helps your life and makes it a bit longer. If you're active in your mind and your body, that helps a lot. I've got a friend that lives near me, and he's 94, and he comes from England, and I think he said to me, he said, if I was in England, I probably wouldn't be here now, but he gets up every morning, goes and has a cup of coffee in the morning, and then in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, he goes for another walk. And then he does his puzzles, he does his jigsaw puzzles, crossword puzzles, and he's very smart and he's very active, and I think that's a good example of doing things for exercise and also your mind. Main thing is to do something you enjoy. If you enjoy doing it, and that makes it easy, and if you get a result, that gives you that little spur and goal to move on.
You know, the word legend is thrown around way too often, but Bruce Higginbotham definitely fits the bill. I love that his son's now competing as well, and Bruce was going to race in 70.3 in Port Macquarie this year, but unfortunately that's been called off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Give us a like, tell all your friends, and we look forward to catching you again soon on Australians Getting Better with Age.
It's amazing how much you slow up as you get a bit older.
Yeah.
It still makes me enjoy the training.
Yeah, you're 80 now.
80, yeah, on my birthday, you had to cancel all the celebrations. It's fucked up everything, this virus, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But still enjoy doing it though.
Yeah, it's great fun. Get going in. Bit fresh. Watch that hole.
Okay,
Okay, see you, Bruce. We'll see you out there.
mate.